Well, quite recently I got the Bond Blu-ray box set, which is the 50th anniversary edition of the Bond films, and it's really good, so I thought I'd just do a quick review of it and sort of look through what's in it. So that's the front of the box, and this is the back of the box. So basically it has all the Bond films in it up until Skyfall, and there's a space reserved in there for Skyfall, so I've actually got the Blu-ray in there because I bought it separately. So in the box set you get two separate sleeves, book type things full of Blu-ray discs. The silver one is 1962 to 1981, so it's the Connery films, Lazenby, and the start of the Roger Moore films, and the gold coloured one is the end of the Roger Moore films, Dalton, Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig. So if we get the books open, we'll have a look inside them. So basically in each two pages of the book you have a picture of the two films that are on the page to the right, and you have the films there, and each film has the Bond girl on the left and the date of the release of the film. One thing that really surprised me is how good some of the old Connery ones look on Blu-ray. Sort of how good obviously the original film prints were that have been restored for doing the Blu-ray release. And with a lot of these things I've noticed with classic films, you get the newer the films are on the Blu-ray releases and DVDs, the less good they look, because they've just slapped them straight on the disc, often with compression issues. Now, these films certainly don't look bad on Blu-ray, the new ones, but you notice the quality difference obviously a lot more when you're watching the old Connery ones compared to sort of how often they look on TV when they're showed there. So, there's the first two discs, Dr. No and From Russia with Love. Then you've got Goldfinger and Thunderball. Now you've got obviously the picture of Lazenby there because you've got On Her Majesty's Secret Service on the right, but on the left you've got You Only Live Twice. And as a sort of side note, On Her Majesty's Secret Service ends up being, you know, despite a lot of people not liking it, one of the better films when you look back in hindsight and see what came after it. So then you have on your left some of the pictures from Diamonds Are Forever, which was the last of the Connery films because they got him back in to do it, and he doesn't really bother acting very hard in it. And then you've got Live and Let Die on the right there. And then you've got The Man with the Golden Gun, The Spy Who Loved Me. And The Spy Who Loved Me is probably the best of the Roger Moore films, just because it sort of goes back to the campy sort of giant lair type things. And then you've got Moonraker and For Your Eyes Only to end this box set. And there's a list on the back of all the films included in that box set. Now we'll go on to the next one. So this is the start of the second box, and now you've got the end of the Roger Moore films, Octopussy and License to Kill. And then you're on to the Dalton films, Living Daylights and License to Kill. Now you're on to the start of the Pierce Brosnan films, GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough and Die Another Day. Then you've got the start of the Craig films, Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. And Quantum of Solace I'd say is definitely the worst film out of any of these, just because they do all these stupid jump cuts every second in the action scenes and shaky cam, so it's quite unpleasant actually watching it. Then you've got a space that's reserved for Skyfall. You'll notice the disc looks different because you have to actually buy it and put it in there if you want to do it. It doesn't come in a box set because this came out before Skyfall was actually released, the box set. And then there's a bonus disc of special features I haven't bothered watching. You've got obviously a disc full of special features there, and then there's some special features exclusive to the discs when you've got them in there. And that's the end of it. But yeah, I was overall very impressed with this box set. I think it was about £70 on Amazon when I got it. And yeah, that makes it less than £4 a film if you consider I think there's something like 22 films in this box set. Probably says on the back. Yeah, 22 films. And there's obviously 23 in there because I've got Skyfall in there and the special feature disc as well, so That'd be 23 discs including the box set with space for 24 discs. So yeah, it works out easily under £4 if you're paying about 70 quid for the box set new. And yeah, surprisingly good, obviously, and if you're somebody who's never seen the Bond films, you really have to watch them. So yeah, that's probably one of the best purchases in box sets I've got in quite a while, so I'd recommend it thoroughly.